Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Peace and blessings be upon the seal of the prophets, our Master Muhammad, his pure family, his noble companions, and all those who follow the path of truth until the day of judgment. My dear brothers and sisters, today we reflect upon a timeless piece of wisdom from the gateway to knowledge, the Lion of Allah, the commander of the faithful, Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam. He once said, "Never rely on your physical strength and wealth because illness and poverty never take long to come." At first, these words might sound simple, but if we pause, if we allow our hearts to truly listen, we will realize that this one sentence contains oceans of truth. It is not only a warning, but also an invitation to detach from false security, to redirect our trust to the one who never weakens, never becomes poor, never dies, Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Think for a moment, how often do we see people walking with pride because of their strong body, their youthful energy, their muscles that seem unshakable? They feel invincible, as if sickness is something that happens to others, not to them. Yet, Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam, with his unmatched wisdom and understanding of life, tells us, don't place your trust there. Strength is a gift, not a guarantee. In a single night, a man who could lift heavy weights could be lying weak on a hospital bed, unable to lift even a glass of water. In a single moment, the healthiest person could be struck by an illness that changes the rest of their life. The Quran reminds us in Surah Al-Imran, "And the life of this world is nothing but an illusion," meaning, everything in it is temporary, passing, and can be taken away at any moment. The same is true for wealth. How many people today measure their worth by the amount of money in their bank account, the car they drive, the house they own? They walk as if wealth is their shield from all harm, as if their possessions make them untouchable. But Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam opens our eyes to the reality: poverty can arrive faster than you imagine. One economic collapse, one wrong investment, one natural disaster, one unexpected crisis, and the same person who was giving loans yesterday is the one asking for help today. Allah warns us in the Quran in Surah Al-Hadid, "Know that the life of this world is but amusement and diversion and adornment and boasting to one another and competition in wealth and children." He tells us clearly, all of this fades. Our real investment should be in the hereafter. Brothers and sisters, this wisdom from Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam is not meant to make us hopeless. It is not telling us to abandon our health or wealth. Rather, it is teaching us where to place our heart. Work for health, yes. Earn wealth, yes. But never let your heart depend on them. The Prophet Muhammad said in a hadith, "Tie your camel and trust in Allah." This means we take all the means, we work hard, we protect our body, we manage our wealth, but our ultimate trust is in Allah alone. Because only He controls whether we remain healthy or fall sick, whether we remain rich or become poor. Let me share a real-life example. There was a businessman in our community, known for his generosity. He was wealthy, strong, and full of life. He used to say, "As long as I am healthy and my business is running, I have no worries." One day, a sudden illness struck him, a rare condition that left him bedridden for months. His business suffered, debts began to rise, and in a short time, he lost much of his wealth. He told me with tears in his eyes, "I learned that day that my health and wealth were like sand in my hands. The only thing that remained was my relationship with Allah." This is exactly what Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam wants us to understand. The foundations we think are solid can vanish in moments, but the foundation of faith never collapses. Even in the time of the Prophet, we have examples. There were companions who were strong warriors in battle, yet they faced illness. There were companions who were wealthy traders, yet they gave away everything in the path of Allah and lived simply. They understood that both health and wealth are amana, trusts from Allah, and that they can be taken at any moment. This is why Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam was able to live with such contentment whether he had little or much, whether he was in times of ease or hardship. When we truly take these words to heart, we begin to live differently. We stop boasting about our body or our bank account. We stop looking down on those who have less. We begin to prepare for the day when these gifts might be taken away. We begin to focus more on what cannot be taken away: our faith, our good deeds, our character, our relationship with our Creator. And this is the beauty of Islamic wisdom. It redirects us from temporary illusions to eternal realities. My brothers and sisters, let us remember that strength will fade, wealth will fade, beauty will fade, status will fade, but what remains is what we send forward to the Akhirah. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam is giving us a key to peace in this life. Don't cling too tightly to what will leave you. Cling instead to the one who will never leave you. My dear brothers and sisters, the words of Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam are not just for the people of his time. They are for you and me, for every generation, for every person who walks upon this earth and faces the tests of life. In every era, human beings have been tempted to trust the wrong things. In the past, people relied on the strength of their armies, the size of their herds, the gold in their chests. Today, we rely on our jobs, our salaries, our technology, and our health plans. But the truth that Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam is telling us has not changed. All of these things can vanish in the blink of an eye. The only one who is unchanging, the only one who is eternal, is Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you are young, your health feels like a fortress. You run without losing breath, you carry heavy loads without strain, you stay up all night without feeling tired. You think this strength will last forever. But the Quran tells us in Surah Ar-Rum, it is Allah who created you in weakness, then gave you strength after weakness, then returned you to weakness and gray hair. This is the cycle of life. You begin as a baby, fragile and helpless. Then you gain strength in youth and adulthood. Then slowly, no matter how hard you try to resist, that strength fades. Even the greatest warrior becomes an old man who needs support to walk. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam, a man known for his unmatched courage and physical power, knew this truth deeply. He fought in battles where others could not stand, yet he never allowed himself to be deceived by his own strength. He knew it was a gift from Allah, not his own possession. And wealth, my brothers and sisters, is even more fragile than strength. There are countless stories in history and in our own neighborhoods of fortunes gained and lost overnight. Look at the financial crises that have shaken the world. Millionaires became bankrupt within months. Companies that seemed unshakable collapsed. Entire currencies lost value. Allah reminds us in Surah Al-Baqarah that He increases provision for whom He wills and restricts it for whom He wills. Wealth is not a sign of Allah's love, nor is poverty a sign of His anger. Both are tests. The Prophet Muhammad lived days when there was enough food in his home for the whole family, and days when he tied stones to his stomach to bear the hunger. His heart never wavered because his trust was never in wealth, it was always in Allah. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam teaches us not to put our trust in what can be taken away. He wants us to live with a heart that is attached to the giver, not the gifts. Imagine someone standing on the shore of the ocean, holding a small shell filled with water. If they become proud of that little water, thinking it is theirs forever, they will be disappointed when it slips through their fingers. But if they look up and see the ocean, the source of that water, they will never despair, because they know the source is endless. Allah is the ocean of mercy, provision, and strength. Health and wealth are just drops from His ocean. When we lose a drop, we should not cry as if the ocean is gone. There is also a spiritual danger in relying too much on strength and wealth. It can lead to arrogance. It can make a person forget their dependence on Allah. Pharaoh had power and wealth, yet his arrogance destroyed him. Qarun had treasures so heavy that strong men struggled to carry the keys to his vaults, yet his pride caused the earth to swallow him. Both of them relied on their worldly possessions and forgot the one who gave them. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam's wisdom protects us from falling into the same trap. He is telling us, before life humbles you, humble yourself before Allah. My dear brothers and sisters, do not misunderstand, Islam is not against wealth or strength. In fact, the Prophet encouraged us to work hard, to be strong believers, to provide for our families, and to use our resources in good ways. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam himself was a man of action, a man who worked in the fields, who defended the Ummah, who gave charity from his own earnings. The key is that he never depended on these things. He saw them as tools, not as gods. He used them for the sake of Allah, knowing that they were temporary trusts. Let me tell you a story of a young man who was both wealthy and healthy. He used his resources to help the poor, build schools, and support orphans. One day someone asked him, "Aren't you afraid of losing all this?" He smiled and said, "It was never mine to lose. Allah gave it to me, and if He takes it back, He will still take care of me." That, my brothers and sisters, is the heart of someone who has understood the lesson of Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam. Such a heart is free from the chains of anxiety, because it is tied only to Allah. So, How can we apply this wisdom in our daily lives? First, by remembering every morning and evening that our health is a blessing from Allah. Say Alhamdulillah for being able to breathe, to walk, to see, to hear. Visit those who are ill and let their situation remind you of your own fragility. Second, treat your wealth as an amana. Spend it in ways that please Allah. Give zakat, help your relatives, support causes that bring good to the community. And third, prepare your heart for change. Train yourself to accept that these blessings might not always be with you, and that is okay, because Allah will always be with you. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam once said in another beautiful statement, "This world is moving away from you, and the hereafter is moving towards you. So be among the children of the hereafter, and do not be among the children of the world." This is the deep root of his advice about strength and wealth. Everything here is temporary. The more we invest in what lasts, the more peaceful our hearts will be, no matter what happens in this life. My dear brothers and sisters, when Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam advises us never to rely on our physical strength and wealth, he is not asking us to be fearful of losing them, he is asking us to be free from being enslaved by them. There is a difference between enjoying a blessing and becoming dependent on it. A blessing is something you are grateful for and use in obedience to Allah. Dependency is when you cannot imagine your life without it, when losing it makes you lose your sense of purpose. The moment we attach our hearts to temporary things, we give those things the power to hurt us when they are gone. But if our heart is attached to Allah, nothing in this world can truly break us. Think about a strong tree standing in the middle of a field. If its roots are shallow, a single strong wind can knock it over, no matter how thick its trunk looks. But if its roots are deep in the ground, even the harshest storms will pass, and it will still stand. Your body, your wealth, your position in society, these are the trunk and branches. Your faith in Allah, your trust in Him, your good deeds, these are your roots. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam wants our roots to be deep so that when the storm of illness or poverty comes, we will not fall. We live in an age that constantly promotes reliance on ourselves. People say, trust your own power, believe in your own bank account, you are your own savior. But the believer knows that every breath, every heartbeat, every coin in our hand is from Allah's mercy. The Quran tells us in Surah An-Nahl, and whatever you have of favor, it is from Allah. The believer's confidence is not arrogance in himself, but certainty in Allah's promise. That is why even in moments of weakness, a believer can have strength. Even in poverty, a believer can feel rich, because richness is not the size of the wallet but the contentment of the heart. There is another subtle wisdom in the saying of Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam. When we do not rely on our own strength and wealth, we become more compassionate to those who have less. If you believe your health is entirely your own doing, you may look down on the sick. If you think your wealth is purely from your own effort, you may judge the poor. But when you realize that both are fragile gifts from Allah, you treat others with humility and kindness. You give without feeling superior. You help without expecting anything in return. And you thank Allah that He has allowed you to be in a position to help. Let us also remember that strength and wealth are not only physical or financial, they can be forms of influence, beauty, knowledge, or skill. A talented speaker might lose his voice. A beautiful person might lose their looks. A skilled professional might be replaced by technology. All these things are also temporary. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam's wisdom applies to all of them. Rely on Allah, not on the gifts He has given you. The Prophet Muhammad gave us a powerful example in his own life. He was the most influential man in history, yet he lived with humility. He could have chosen a life of wealth, but he preferred to live simply, sometimes going days without cooked food. He could have relied on his followers' protection, but his trust was always in Allah. When the people of Ta'if rejected him and he was injured, his dua was not about his wounds or his humiliation, it was about whether Allah was displeased with him. That is the heart of a true believer. My brothers and sisters, when we understand this wisdom, it changes our priorities. We stop chasing after muscles, money, and material possessions as if they are our saviors. We take care of our health because it helps us worship better. We earn wealth so we can fulfill our responsibilities and help others. But we never let these things own us. We become like travelers who enjoy a shade when they find it, but do not build their home under it because they know the journey must continue. And this journey is not long. Our youth passes quickly. Our wealth passes quickly. Even our lives pass quickly. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam once said, "Your life is passing away hour by hour." That means every day is a step closer to the meeting with Allah. And when we stand before Him, He will not ask, "How strong was your body?" or, "How much money did you have?" He will ask, "How did you use the health I gave you? How did you spend the wealth I entrusted to you?" That is why the Prophet said that on the day of judgment, the feet of a servant will not move until he is asked about his life, his youth, his wealth, how he earned it and how he spent it, and his knowledge, how he acted upon it. So my dear brothers and sisters, let us prepare for that questioning. Let us live with gratitude for our health and wealth, but with detachment from them. Let us strengthen our faith so that if one day we wake up without our strength or without our wealth, our hearts will still be at peace because we know we still have Allah, and Allah is enough. My dear brothers and sisters, the saying of Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam is also a reminder to live a balanced life. Some people become so focused on building their strength or wealth that they neglect their soul. They wake up early, go to the gym, work extra hours, invest in businesses, all to secure their worldly life, but they forget the security of the hereafter. They are preparing for a future that is temporary and ignoring the eternity that is coming. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam calls us back to balance. He reminds us that true success is not having the biggest muscles or the biggest bank account, but having a heart that is pure and deeds that are accepted by Allah. We must also understand that illness and poverty are not always punishments, sometimes they are gifts in disguise. How many people have returned to Allah because of a sickness? How many hearts have softened because of financial hardship? The Quran tells us in Surah Ash-Shar, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Sometimes losing health teaches us patience and humility. Sometimes losing wealth teaches us generosity and detachment. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam himself went through times of hardship and ease, and in both he remained steadfast. This is the sign of a believer, that no matter what changes in life, his relationship with Allah does not change. And if we look deeper, we see that physical strength and wealth are not the most important strengths we can have. There is the strength of faith, the strength of patience, the strength of forgiveness, the strength of controlling our anger. There is the wealth of contentment, the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of love for Allah. These are the treasures that illness and poverty cannot take away. In fact, sometimes when the body is weak and the wallet is empty, the soul becomes strongest because it relies completely on Allah. Let me share with you another story. There was an elderly man who lived in a small village. He had no children, no great wealth, and his health was failing. Yet every morning, he would wake up before Fajr, make wudu, and pray in the masjid. People asked him, "How do you stay so cheerful when you have so little?" He replied, "I have everything I need. I have Iman, I have Islam, I have the Quran, I have the mercy of Allah. My body may be weak and my pockets may be empty, but my heart is full." That man understood the truth of Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam's advice. In contrast, we see people today who have gyms in their homes, millions in their accounts, and yet they cannot sleep peacefully at night. Their hearts are restless, afraid of losing what they have. They are prisoners of their own possessions. This is why detachment is freedom. When your heart is not chained to strength and wealth, you can enjoy them without fear and lose them without despair. This is what Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam wants for us, a freedom of the heart. The Prophet Muhammad told us, richness does not mean having many possessions, but true richness is the richness of the soul. This richness comes from knowing that Allah is the provider, the healer, the protector. When you know that, you stop fearing loss, because you trust the one who gives and takes. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam's wisdom is a key to this richness of the soul. So, my brothers and sisters, let us take this advice to heart. Let us care for our bodies, but also care for our hearts. Let us earn wealth, but also earn good deeds. Let us be strong, but also be humble. Let us use our health and wealth as means to serve Allah and His creation, not as sources of pride. And let us prepare our hearts for the day when these gifts may leave us, knowing that our true treasure is with Allah, and with Him it will never be lost. My dear brothers and sisters, one of the greatest dangers of relying on physical strength and wealth is that it can make us forget the reality of death. No matter how strong a person is, no matter how wealthy they are, death will come, and when it comes, the body is lowered into the grave with nothing but a simple shroud. All the muscles, all the riches, all the fame and influence stay behind. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam's words are like a light shining on this reality, that what we truly need to prepare for is not more years in this world, but eternity in the hereafter. The Quran reminds us in Surah Al-Munafiqun, "And spend from what we have provided you before death approaches one of you and he says, My Lord, if only you would delay me for a short term so I would give charity and be among the righteous. But Allah will never delay a soul when its time has come." Strength and wealth can delay many things in life, but they cannot delay death. If we remember this, our hearts will be less attached to temporary things and more focused on what lasts forever. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam himself lived a life of courage, but his courage came from his trust in Allah, not from his physical power. In battles, he faced opponents far stronger and richer than himself, yet he never feared them, because he knew that victory and defeat come only from Allah. He would say, "Do not be afraid of losing the world, for the world is leaving you." This is the mindset of someone who has mastered detachment. He uses what is in his hands but does not let it own his heart. We must also understand that relying on strength and wealth creates a false sense of control. It makes us believe that we are the masters of our destiny. But life is filled with events that we cannot control: accidents, illnesses, market crashes, natural disasters. Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam wants to protect us from the heartbreak of putting our trust in things that can betray us. He wants us to put our trust in the one who controls everything. This is why the Quran says in Surah At-Talaq, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then he is sufficient for him." Let me give you a modern example. A famous athlete at the peak of his career suffered an injury that ended his profession overnight. He had trained his whole life for his sport, and suddenly it was gone. At first, he was depressed, lost, and angry. But over time, he began to learn the Quran, started praying regularly, and began using his fame to promote charity work. He later said, "Losing my career was the best thing that happened to me because it brought me to Allah." This is the transformation that Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam's wisdom can bring, turning loss into guidance, weakness into true strength. And what about wealth? I remember hearing of a businessman who built his empire over 40 years. Then, due to an economic collapse, it all disappeared within months. He went from luxury cars to selling his watch to buy groceries. Yet, in his later years, he became known for his generosity and piety. He would tell young people, "Do not fall in love with your wealth, it will not love you back. Fall in love with Allah, He will never abandon you." This is exactly what Hazrat Ali Alayhis Salam was teaching us. When we take his advice seriously, our lives become lighter. We stop worrying excessively about maintaining our image or status. We stop fearing the loss of what we have. We begin to live with tawakkul, complete trust in Allah. This does not mean we stop working hard or stop taking care of ourselves. It means we work and care without worshipping our work or our body. We give effort but accept whatever outcome Allah writes for us. So my dear brothers and sisters, let us reflect deeply. If today we are healthy, let us thank Allah and use our strength in obedience to Him. If today we are wealthy, let us thank Allah and use our resources to help others. And if tomorrow these blessings are taken away, let us accept it with patience, knowing that our Lord is the best of planners, and that what He has prepared for us in the hereafter is far better than anything we could cling to in this world.